I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amber. This is amaraslogic. Got a new video for you today. Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the electrifying content with the people. Y'all know we here to talk about what just happened at Fiserv Forum in front of friends and family. The dominance that was performed by the Milwaukee Bucks on the Detroit Pistons. We put belt to bottom to the Detroit Pistons. This is how you play against bottom feeders. This is what I was talking about. I know a couple of y'all was texting me worried about, that the Bucks usually play to their competition. Not today. The Bucks came out and from the first quarter on, you already knew what time it was. We come out getting 40 out the gate in the first quarter. Hey, the Bucks came out focused. You know what? That whole Indiana Pacers skirmish might have lit a fire under the Bucks. They played with a lot of energy. They played with a lot of passion throughout this game. Obviously, these are NBA teams, so Detroit had their little runs, but they were never at a point where I was concerned. This was a complete, thorough, dominant performance, and it was nice to see Giannis not have to work his butt off to get us a win. It was nice to see Dame getting it going early, especially from three. The very efficient game from Dame. And a very efficient game for Giannis. I mean, he missed some free throws, but I mean, 7 of 9, still had over 20 points. This was a dominant performance, just a dominating performance. Exactly what we needed. We're headed in the right direction. Obviously, I think the game tomorrow will be more telling because the Rockets are a more talented team and definitely more well coached. Man, aren't y'all lucky we didn't get Monty Williams though? Monty Williams is looking suspect in the light. Monty Williams is looking suspect in the light. And shout out to Bobby P. Bobby P was hoping today. Hey, Bobby P been on one recently. I know we was giving him a hard time, but he has redeemed himself. It was also nice. Pat came back and gave us some good minutes. AJ Green, anytime AJ Green is in the game, he's a walking bucket. So it's nice to see him get 20 minutes today. That was dope. That was dope. I'm really happy with our performance, shooting over 45% from the three, shooting over 50% from the field. Like I've been saying, our problem is never going to be offense. Our problem is being able to get stops and playing at least middle of the road defense. You know what I'm saying? Middle of the pack defense, and we should be good to win a championship. But today, I think really showed me that the Bucks are focused, and they were focused right out the gate. So I'm really proud of what they did today. I'm really proud. Obviously, we still have the issues with rebounding. I know that that's going to be an issue. I I don't know when we're gonna fix it or what's gonna happen. Just like Brooke Lopez, like my man can't rebound. It's crazy. You're 7 feet, can't rebound is ill. But let's get into these numbers and then I'm gonna get into the comment section. All positive talk today. I'm gonna try to be as positive as possible today because this was a great performance, team performance by the Milwaukee Bucks. Last game, it was an individual performance by the great Giannis Antetokounmpo, who should be number one in MVP, but that's another blog. Uh, the Bucks today played well against a team they could have just thought they were gonna walk over and come out lethargic. For them to come out with energy and passion, like I said, this Indiana Pacers skirmish might have really lit a fire underneath these dudes. Like we got to start playing for real. People out here thinking we fool. We got to show what we do out here, and they look like sharks in the water today. The Bucks look like sharks and they smell blood in the water. That's what the Bucks look like today. Thank you, Indiana Pacers. Thank you, uh, Tyrese Halliburton, for being a clown and getting Giannis fired up and his team fired up. You might be the reason we go on this run we're about to go on is because y'all wanted to be silly. Y'all mad y'all lost and in somebody else's stadium trying to steal the basketball. Now look what y'all done caused to happen to the Pistons. Now we took that out on the Pistons. You think the Pistons wanted that to happen to them? You think they wanted to get 150 put up on them? We almost put up 150 on these cats. Hey, the Bucks offense is wild. The Bucks offense is wild. Oh, the Bucks. Oh, we about to, man, let us play middle of the road defense. It's lights out. I'm telling y'all, lights out. Well, let me get to these stats and then we'll get into the comment section. The Milwaukee Bucks at Fiserv Forum in front of friends and family. Never forget that. Dominated the Detroit Pistons 146 to 114. We came out the gate in the first quarter 43 to 20. That set the tone for the rest of the game. And we actually played a good third quarter and kind of coasted the fourth quarter. Great performance, great performance. Bagley actually played decent for Detroit. He had 12. Thompson had 7. Bogdanovich had 24. I think that's too much for him, but it is what it is. Kay Cunningham, nice young player, had 25. Nobody on their team had a positive plus minus, so you already know what time it is. And we held them under 50% shooting, 44%, which is good. 6 of 28 from the 3-point line, 21%. That's what we want to see. 22 of 26 free. The officiating. I digress. I'm not gonna get into that bag today. Uh, and then for the most part, they have 4 blocks. They only had 8 turnovers, 25 assists. I mean, solid, nothing crazy. Giannis Antetokounmpo for your Milwaukee Bucks and should be your number 1 leader in MVP. Played 26 minutes. That is awesome. That's what we're used to seeing against the bottom feeders. This was the first game I felt like it felt like old times. Like when we play at Bob, we blow them out. Giannis played less than 30 minutes. This is exactly what the doctor ordered after that virtuoso performance and record breaking performance by Giannis. For him to not have to exert so much energy was dope. That was dope. 7 of 9, very efficient. 8 of 13 from the free throw line, not bad. 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Most importantly, no turnovers. Plus 22, 22 points. Marjan Beauchamp, 33 minutes, awesome. 4 of 8, 1 of 2, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. No blocks, 3 turnovers. Plus 12, 11 points. Brook Lopez, 2 of 3, 1 or 2 from the 3-point line. This man had 1 rebound, ladies in Bucks Nation. This man had 1 rebound. He did have 5 blocks, so that was good. 2 turnovers, plus 23, 5 points. Damian Lillard played 30 minutes, 11 of 22, 6 of 14 from the 3-point line, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, one block, 2 turnovers, plus 26, 33 points. Andre Jackson Jr., 26 minutes, 4 of 8, 2 of 5, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, plus 2, 10 points. You see, when they let these young dudes get out there, you see the positive outcomes. Shout out. I'm not happy nobody hurt or sick or nothing like that. But we see now when we got our Dobermans out there, it's different. It's different when we got the Dobermans out there. We got Beauchamp, we got Andre Jackson out there. It's different. That it hit different. We gonna have to have some real conversations moving forward. Not right now. This ain't the time for that since we're coming off this win. But we gonna have to talk about Beauchamp and Andre Jackson Jr. kind of consistently getting these minutes. Real talk. Seriously. Bobby Portis, 11 of 18, 4 of 7, 5 of 5, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. He did have 4 turnovers, but 31 out of Bobby. It was nice to see Livingston get some minutes. He had 2 points. Thanasis got 5 minutes. Robin Lopez got in the game. Cam Payne, another solid performance by Cam Payne. He's been very solid as a backup point guard. 15 minutes, 3 of 5, 1 of 3 from 3-point line, 4 of 4, 5 assists, only 2 turnovers, plus 5, 11 points. The return of Pat Connaughton. This is, you know what? This is the perfect amount of time for me to play, for Pat to play. About 12, 15 minutes. I think he's effective in that. Anything more than that, I think is diminishing returns. Shout out to Pat, glad you back. But I like you only playing 12, 15 minutes. I think that's perfect. 2 of 2, 1 of 1 from 3, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, plus 28. Uh, Pat Connaughton had the highest plus minus of the whole team, and he only played 12 minutes. Maybe that's a little food for thought for Coach Griffin. 6 points. Wigington got in the game, had 6. AJ Green 20 minutes, 9 points. He was hacking though. His defense is a little shaky at best. He on the Beasley side of the game as far as the as the defense. But shout out to the Bucks. Let's get them likes up, Bucks Nation. We coming out of a blowout win, back-to-back wins at Fiserv Forum. Come on, friends and family. Let's get them likes up, y'all. Let's get the likes up. It feel good after these type of wins going live, talking to Bucks Nation about the dominance that we just saw, and we didn't have to ride the coattails of Giannis. Wasn't it nice for us to win like this and just have Giannis chill and be in cruise control and just watch the show? Beautiful. Beautiful. This is exactly what should happen against the bottom feeders, y'all. This is exactly what should happen. Exactly what should happen. I'm hyped and charged. Shout out to Bucks Nation. We back-to-back wins. Hey, we gonna get the 3-peat tomorrow. We gonna get the Rockets up out of there too. I plan on being in the arena tomorrow, as well for the Rockets game, because I think that's gonna be a little tougher game. So I'll be interested, especially going against a coach that kind of knows us and Ime Udoka. I think it's gonna be very interesting. But shout out to Bucks Nation. Appreciate y'all joining the live. Hey, look, hey, this is a joyous occasion after this type of blowout. Let's get it to the comment section. Shout out to y'all. As you can tell, I'm hyped and charged. Let me get to the comment. Oh, let me put the link in the chat too. Hold on 1 second. Let me put the link in the chat. Shout out to the chat. Best Bucks chat on YouTube. If you didn't know, now you should know. All right, let me get to this comment section. What up, 78? I see you. What up, Janet MOC? What it do? She said Bucks out here taking little kids' lunch money for for the week. Bully ball. Absolutely. Absolutely. I see you, Daniel. And I see that you got that big smile, that Kool-Aid smile on your face. I'm gonna tap you in a minute. Let me just get a couple of comments. So, shout out to Daniel. Bleacher Report, boss. Hey, Gibson, we did make a statement tonight. Shout out to the Bahamas. Shout out to my mans. John Jackson says, seriously, what the hell is Monty Williams doing to that team? I think Monty Williams is about to be up out of there, actually, in a minute. I think he about to be up out of there. Like I said, aren't y'all happy we didn't get Monty Williams? Brandon King Carter said, yeah, hashtag bully ball. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Though they did have more offensive rebounds than us and more points in the paint, but we were killing them from 3. So that's really what was the straw that broke the camel's back. Shout out to you, John Jackson. AJ, what's good? It's not about the coach. The team is just bad. Yeah, man. That's fair. That's fair, AJ. Mr. Cool, Pistons coach is the highest paid coach in NBA history. Go figure. That's ill, Mr. Cool. That's wild. That is wild. Let me get set up here, y'all, so I can tap in the homie here Let me tap in the homie Daniel. Let me get the earpiece in. Daniel, I got you, fam. Comments off, bro, then I'm going to tap you in. Everybody charged. The comment section is on fire. Fire. Janet MOC said, Robin out here seeking a basket, running while flies swarming around his head. I see y'all at it early. Tony Jackson says, Scott Foster's a problem in the NBA. They need to low-key force him into retirement. They need to force him into retirement for real. They need to force dude into retirement. Like, he's a pure hater. He's a hater. Chris B and Andre Jackson, the Jr. The True. Hey, him and Beauchamp together. Hey, bro, Chitty told y'all last week about that lineup. Hey, them Dobermans out there, they for real. What up, 78? Appreciate the $5 super chat. Let me get to that super chat, and I'm gonna get back into the comment section. Shout out to 78 in the LDBC, the General. Y'all gonna learn to stop hating on Pat the Stat. LOL. I love this game. I don't know if this is just the Pistons. We play great team ball. Facts. And we'll never gonna leave give Pat no slack, bro. That's just kind of permanent. He gonna have to earn that. He gonna have to dig himself out of that one. I see you in there, James. Pass. I see you, Keith, Mr. 414. I see y'all. Let me tap in my man's here real. Let me tap in Daniel. Hold on, Daniel. Let me tap you in. There yeah. Go ahead and talk spicy to the. Go ahead, bro. That you want that. Go ahead, Daniel. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, how did you get out Saturday? How was your Saturday?
Saturday's dope, bro. Let's go. I had to go to an ugly sweater party, so I got that going on. Right. But yeah. Go ahead.
Ain't you have got a game like this?
Oh, bruh.
Bruh.
I was just sitting back enjoying my tea while we put hands and feet on these bottom feeders.
And I want to thank the Pacers. Thank you for what you did. Thank you. You keep that ball. Like right. You got wild up, and then I saw you had to see the Knicks. Buster had 50 shout out to him. He had 50 points against the Suns.
Shout out, Shitty.
I'm like, oh man, it's a meme. And it got so bad for the Pistons tonight that Giannis brought the kids out the sideline. That's how bad it got. That's how bad it got.
Hey, but I knew this was coming though, because a team try to spit on you when you at home, you gonna feel away. And like I said, I hope they use this to fuel them, because we haven't seen this team come out again. I know this is the Pistons, but it's beyond that. It's the energy that we play with is what I want to see. And we came out with a lot of energy out the gate, like we had a point to prove. Dame was aggressive. Bobby P was aggressive. It was just nice to see that we didn't have to depend so heavily on Giannis to get a win. You know what I'm saying? Where he only took 9 shots. He was chilling. And even with that, he scored 20-something. Man, Giannis cold, bro. Go ahead, though, Daniel. Giannis cold, bro. For real.
Yeah, tonight, the Pacers the Pistons was a bottom feeder, but tonight there was Yamcha. And we was in base form. We was in base form.
We didn't even know Super Saiyan. And even at that, we almost put 150. Like I said, the offense will never be the problem with this team. All we got to do is work on defense. If we work on defense, is lights out, bro. Lights out.
We at the gym with no problem. I mean, that's why I said that before. We can score with any one of these teams in the league. We'll blow you out. We'll put you out in the season. But like it's like I think about it now that the change has been done, because we didn't have that scores all year like that last year, and now we're putting it together a little bit that we can just blow out these teams like this. Like, good luck,
right?
Look, I mean, Bobby P, and I'm like shout out to Bobby P. He ain't going nowhere. He ain't not going nowhere.
Oh yeah. Bobby's definitely not getting traded.
He ain't getting traded. I just buy out Marcus.
Dude, 81 in the first half is crazy work. 81 points in the first half. I don't care if you're a bottom feeder. That's hard to do on anybody. To put 81 points in a half on a team.
You knew it was over after that.
Man, okay. It didn't even matter with the second half. I was just proud that they even stepped it up in the third quarter and outscored them then. I was like, oh, they really on a mission. I was like, oh, okay, this is what type of time y'all on today. Shout out to Tyrese Halliburton. Shout out to Miles Turner. Shout out to the whole Pacers. You brought this upon the NBA. Shout out to y'all, big dummies. Now look what y'all done did. Y'all done poked the bear. Y'all done poked the bear. Now look. Now the Pistons is bleeding, laying on the side of the road. They did. Who next? Rockets? We gonna lay them on the side of the road. Hey, man, I'm so happy they did that. They really lit a fire underneath this team. We needed that. For real.
I mean, you get embarrassed like that from millions of people like that. We said it. Me, Chitty, and Shaq. I know. Mr. Smith gonna be in here. We gonna do that smack thing. I know. that. I can't wait to see what he gonna say because that was a old, good old fashioned Jr. butt whipping. Like
Right.
how Jr. He'd be like, yeah, that's good old fashioned tail
Hey,
whipping.
you won't hear. Hold on, I just want to tap in Brandon. What up, Brandon?
It was,
Let me let Daniel get it all get finish his statement. Go ahead. You know how to tap in the homie though. Go ahead.
what's up, Brandon? But yeah, it
Yo,
was a good. What's up, man? Yeah, it was a good fashion beat down. We ain't playing no games. Get your popcorn, get you back to your hotel, get the heck up out of here. We got time for you right
Yeah.
now.
Pistons got put in the backwood. Shout out. They got put in the backwood. But only thing I do want to talk about, and it's still a problem, and I know I keep saying this, and it's like beating a dead horse. You know what I'm saying? The refereeing is wild that happens with the
Oh,
Bucks. I mean, there needs to be some type of investigation on some of this stuff that's going on with these referees. It's almost like you're trying so hard to make the Bucks lose. It's crazy. Or keep teams in it to hope they can get it started. I mean, like, that's not fair, bro. Like, y'all always think I be playing when I say when we beat the ops and the refs. Cause that's seriously what it feels like. We not only gotta play the team, we gotta play the refs because they not gonna give us nothing. If you notice recently, I would say the last 7-8 games, Dame don't even get no calls no more. Damn near. Dame
he
gotta
got.
fall or get kicked in the head. Something crazy gotta happen for him to get a call. Dame is no longer getting the 10, 12 free throws. They already to call that in. Like, hey, both of them can't be shooting that many free throws. It's either one or the other. Hey, y'all hear me? It's only one or the other. Don't let them
I,
two get them many free throws no more. They in Milwaukee. They a small market team. They can't help us. We need the Lakers. We need Boston. We need them. Do whatever you can to slow down those damn Bucks. I don't know if you can, but do your best. Call Donahue to have him help you. God damn. All right, I'm gone. Go ahead, bro.
oh, we gonna beat them in the refs. That's how good they are. They put up 81 points in the first half alone. If we keep doing that, the rest of it can't nothing stop. They're gonna look around like we can't
Now
keep
y'all
going
see,
there.
y'all thought I was crazy when I said the Bucks could put 160 on somebody. They're gonna do it to somebody. It's gonna happen to somebody. I don't know
It's,
who, but I have a feeling we're gonna put 160 on somebody's helmet. I have a feeling. Eh,
it's happen. It is going to happen. I can't wait.
bruh, bruh.
Yeah.
Hey, Brandon got the fly Bucks hat on. Okay,
Go ahead.
okay. All right, go ahead. Hey, okay, okay. Yeah, you go. Okay, Brandon. Yeah. Go ahead,
hey,
Brandon.
hey, I think, man, I think I'm gonna give a shout out to the Pacers. Pacers, thank you for allowing
The fire, yeah.
under our butt.
Right.
Now, put the Pistons to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep, night, night.
It's 99 after the second quarter. 99 after the second quarter. It was
Yeah,
pretty much over.
this was game was over at halftime. This game was over at halftime. That's the old Bucks. This was like a throwback Bucks game where we just beat on the bottom feeder. Giannis played less than 30 minutes, and it was and also we got to talk about this. No disrespect to the people that had illnesses or that were hurt, but we see the advantages of Beauchamp, Andre Jackson Jr., and AJ Green getting extended minutes. They are producing.
Almost,
No, like I said, no disrespect to them dudes, Malik and all these other guys, Crowder. But when the Dobermans get in the game, it hit different.
the
That
Bucks were
defense hit different.
the Bucks have to see that because that Beauchamp had that energy, Jax had that energy, matched with Giannis and Dame and Bobby P off the bench. I mean, it was just too much for the Pistons to even handle at that point. And I just knew, as soon as I text you that Beasley was out for that illness, I already knew that both Beauchamp and
You see,
Jackson
I responded in seconds. I was like, "Hey, now the young dude's about to get some run." And look at what our youth can do when they get extended minutes, Coach Griffin. Are you paying attention, sir? Did you observe tonight how efficient Pat Connaughton is in less minutes? Pat Connaughton played 12 minutes. It was super efficient. He should be tapped out at about 15 minutes at this stage in his career. The young gunners bring bring way more to the table than he does respectfully. It was nice that he came back, energy boost. He's a nice guy, humanitarian, philanthropist, and all that fly stuff. But when it comes to being on the court, Ajax and Beauchamp need his time, bro. That's it. 15 minutes, I feel, is enough for Pat Connaughton. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section. But I think he should be maxed out at about 15 minutes because then it becomes diminishing returns because of his defense. And I know now that's what's keeping AJ Green off the court for long periods as well. His defense is pretty terrible. AJ Green,
Yes.
AJ Green can't guard a chair, stop a nosebleed. But that boy can shoot. Woo! He is instant yoga
Woo.
flame. Soon as he come in, you see his hands glowing. He just waiting for the ball. Then he got that Larry Bird type delivery. That Larry Bird type delivery. Oh, AJ Green be bombing though. I told you that was gonna be our Duncan Robinson, but he might even be colder, to be honest.
I got a question for you, Emma.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's gonna happen when they get Jay Crowder back? What do you think they're gonna do with him? Like, that's a good question. Like, what they're going to do when he gets cleared to play basketball again? They're gonna have to implement him a little bit. I know they shouldn't start him right away. They're probably gonna have him off the bench, and then but the clear cut reason they have to have these young guys play a little bit more. I mean, I love Beasley,
But that's what I
but
was saying. We might need to trade somebody just for playing time purposes. And I know y'all don't want to hear that. And I know some of y'all like some of these players. But in order for us to truly flourish and get into our final form, it's gonna be because of the young guys getting more tick. They're getting more comfortable. They're getting more confident when they know that maybe they can make a mistake and they don't get yanked. They know they're gonna get extended playing. Look how comfortable they look today when they knew they were gonna get extended playing time.
it
That's no
was just
coincidence. That's not
that was
coincidence that they hoop like this today. It's a lot different hooping when you know, okay, I'm gonna be out here for 20 minutes, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna approach the game differently. And as you can see, the Dobermans, they was out there hooping, raising Cain and havoc. And then Bobby P got in his bag. Shout out to Bobby P. I know you had a rough patch for a minute, but you came back these last few games. Jeez. You showing
this
why it's hard to even think about trading Bobby. He the mayor, like y'all be saying. He the mayor. Like
mayor
when Bobby is
got
hooping, we hard to beat. When Bobby's in his bag,
man. Shout
hey,
out to Bobby. Man,
bruh, Bobby P was hooping. And shout out to Dame. People was on his helmet. I didn't see no Dame crazy talk today.
no, he was hitting his shots today. He's hitting
Now,
his bad. It was
now do y'all
perfect.
see the value of Dame? What he can do when he's in his zone. That's what I want people to see. What he does, not what he can do, it not a lot of players in NBA can do. You know what I'm saying? He officially dropped 33 on their head.
And that was
Officially.
game. He had to he like pretty much it was over. So they had to sit him down. But it was like he was getting every open shot he wanted. You know, he get the foul calls he wanted, like we've been talking about. But other than that, he just up there putting up 30 points a game like that. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
telling like whoo.
One second, y'all. I got a super chat in here. Mr. Hurt, what's good? Appreciate the $5 super chat. Amber, you're right about our young guys, and I agree with you. But coach is going to play the guys that's earning the big dollars. But that I understand that. But maybe we should move them.
But,
You get what I'm saying? Maybe we need to move them young dudes. The young dudes is going, bro. They
oh
going.
man.
The young dude, appreciate the $5 super chat, Mr. Hurt. Salute. Amtrax, I see you in the building. Proper G. Janet, James, what up? RJ back. Oliver, what's good? Pass, I see you. So how you feeling, Brandon? Tell me, go ahead, bro. We charge, man. You gotta tell us your take, bro.
Alright, well, hey, it's a pretty good game. We went through back-to-back game. We're second in the East. We right there. We
Uh-huh.
right,
We right where we supposed to be. Absolutely. We right there where we supposed to be.
and also, hey, I like those young guys. Those young men started off early.
The the trifecta, Green, Beauchamp, Jackson Jr., that's a problem right there. I'm telling you. If we get them more tick in the playoffs, they gonna be a problem. I'm telling you.
Because Pat came back. I want to keep his minute a little bit between 13 or 14 minutes.
Right.
Not like 29, 30 minutes. But yeah, I don't know. That's a good idea.
Yeah. But we still gonna have too many people on the bench. I think we're really gonna have to make a trade, just to kind of get rid of some people just for these young dudes to get more tick. Otherwise, they gonna get buried on the bench. Now the Pat coming back, Crowder coming back, we gonna get them buried in the bench, and I don't think that's fair to them for what they bring to the table. We might have to move somebody for like some draft picks or something just to
Or
open up time. You know what I'm saying? And I know injuries happen, and I'm not saying to trade everybody, but like maybe we get rid of a Wigington or like a damn, Pat's so hard. Maybe Crowder and then so that way you have more time. I don't know about Crowder. Let me just say that, but I know
no,
Pat's and
Well,
like yeah,
no,
maybe Pat and Wigington. Like we need to get rid because I can't say Thanasis or Robin because that's not feasible. But if it was up to me, I would love to get rid of Robin and Thanasis and or somebody like that just to open up more clock for these dudes. But I think we got to move Pat or somebody like that because I would hate for these young dudes now that the veterans are coming back. They get buried on the bench when they bring so much to the table with their youth and athleticism. It would be a travesty in my perspective.
right. Also, how I still I don't know about the much trade or Al Caruso trade.
Mm.
Think I think the good idea to wait for a buyout market.
That's what I said. Yeah, I agree with you there. I don't think that those are viable right now with this team. I do think the buyout market is what we should be focusing on as well. I agree with you there. I think it should be the buyout market. I'm
Because
with you.
I don't want to mess up any team chemistry because with basically what we got going. So I think we can see make a trade, but not make a trade or find somebody from the buyout market.
Right. Yeah, I think it's gonna
I,
be better. That's how we might get PJ Tucker because he's not getting no tick. So I wouldn't mind bringing him back on a vet minimum.
he didn't play 7 games.
See,
He's been on the 7 games. That's how I read that up. Like, wow, they never play him at all.
so
Which
I think he would be a buyout option. I have a feeling he's gonna get bought out, and maybe one of the big men from Detroit, like Wiseman or one of them, might get bought out. So I
Yeah,
think we're gonna have more options than people think with the buyout market coming. So I do think let's be patient, let's ride this out, and let's see what happens with the buyout market. I agree with you, Brandon.
I,
Let's ride this out and let's see what happens with the buyout market. I think that's a real that's that's real. Yeah, I agree with you.
here's the
I
thing:
got.
if we get much with Caruso, then they're gonna mess up the
Mr.
chemistry.
Cool did that. Is that for real? That's wild. Hey, Mr. Cool said another Pistons fan just tweeted the NBA should allow the Pistons to play 6 against 5 for a few weeks. Is crazy. Oh, that's wild. Oh,
Hey,
Well, I
hey,
kind of feel bad, but that don't because they got the Lions, man. Like they're winning right now. They should be. They cool. They good. They good. They got Detroit.
oh.
I
hey,
don't feel bad for them.
You
Got the
don't got
Lions
that. Look,
though.
you ain't got no empathy. My man Ted don't
No,
got no. And he killed it
you got
right away.
the
Like
Lions.
I don't care. He's like, I don't care what y'all got going on.
I'm
Oh, what
sorry.
a pass! Yeah, that was a
Got the,
beatdown. Pistons need to be demoted to the G League. Is crazy. I'm gonna tap you
hey,
in here in a minute, sir. Yeah,
hey,
that's crazy.
I'm glad. I'm glad that we didn't get Money Wim.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad.
Oh yeah. Monty Williams is getting styled on. They might fire dude
but they don't
before
have
the
to pay
break.
him though. They do. They just paid him. They
Hey
just
man,
paid him.
these is billionaires, fam. They not caring about them couple of M's. They gonna write that off for tax purposes. It just means something
Well,
to
also,
us.
yeah. But the PJ Tucker thing,
It's
they
real.
could get him back, and I think the reason why he'll probably come back because the guy who didn't want him, he sold the team
Right.
with the other guy. Remember,
Yeah,
they
I remember.
sold. He sold it. That was the guy who didn't want PJ Tucker. So if they get him back, it won't. That guy won't be there. So he'll probably want to come back because nobody. The Bucks, the players said they wanted to keep both Tucker and Bobby P, but they didn't want to pay both of them.
Right,
So you
okay.
already knew that.
Right,
So
right,
they ain't want
right.
to play.
All right,
So
Sean. Yeah, feel you. So let me tap back into the chat and tap a few more people in. But y'all feel free to come back in a few minutes. Let me get through this. I'm gonna try to get everybody comments on. Y'all know how we do. This is a great way. This is a great Saturday already. Shout out to Bucks Nation. All right, y'all. With the- All right, y'all. I see you. All right, y'all. Go. All right, bro. Go. Yeah, Bucks out here styling. Hey, Mr. Smith, you got your camera on? I was gonna tap you in here in a minute, but I'll see you on camera. So let me know or turn on your camera because I can't see you in the. Okay, you might have to join again. All right, Mr. Smith. James Wood said I forgot all about Wigington. Yeah, I didn't because I know he taking up a roster spot. RJ Back said, "True beatdown. Are you not entertained, Bucks Nation? Respect to Bobby P. Showing his worth every penny. Facts. Facts. All right, there you go, Miss Smith. Let me tap you in. Hold on. Tap in the legendary Mr. Smith here. Hold on.
Salute, salute.
What's going on, Mr.
What's
Smith?
going on? What's
Hey.
going on, chat? What's going on, Amber? How you
All
feel, man?
right, cooling, man. Hey, I'm feeling comfortable today. I was able to sit back, enjoy some tea, watching these Bucks go ahead and go in like they should do against bottom feeders. This is the Bucks that we miss. This is the Bucks that people been clamoring for. Oh, when we play these weak teams, we need to be blowing them out. Under Bud, we was blowing them out. Hey, now things are starting to get together. Sometimes you need to get punched in the face to wake up. Even a boxer will tell you that. Sometimes they'll be lethargic and they get hit with a clean shot, wake up and get it going. Hey, it took Mayweather almost got knocked out by Mosley. He had to get his system rebooted. Then he got it cracking for the rest of the fight. And I think that's what's
It's a
about to
good
happen with the
reference.
Bucks. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a good reference.
You
Yeah,
you feel what I'm
that's a good
saying? I feel
reference.
like we
That's
got
one
hit in
of
the
my.
face and now we've readjusted and we like, oh, you doing this? We ready for y'all. And we ready for the refs too. Y'all can't stop us. But go ahead, Mr. Smith. Floor is yours, sir.
I think it's a number of different things, right? But for consideration, well, just let me just say this: that this is exactly what you want. If you're playing a team like Detroit, especially in a situation like this where we have a game right again tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big fan of back-to-backs, but everyone
Fine.
has to deal with them. So if we're in a situation where we have to deal with that, the best you can hope for is that both the games are at home. They are.
Correct.
That we have a first game against Detroit, a team like Detroit, we did, right? That at least one of them is going to be a little bit lighter calorie opponent.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and then we go in and take care of business, which it's not guaranteed or hasn't been guaranteed this year for the Bucks. For example, look at the game that we had against the Bulls, or even look at the game that we had, a previous game that we had against Detroit, right, where we needed, I think, a 19-7 run over the last 6 minutes to
Right.
secure the game. This time, boat raced them right out the gym, like, you know what I mean? And this is
Right.
exactly right out the gym, like
The
wire to
energy that
wire.
we came out with in the first quarter is what we've been waiting on, Mr. Smith. They came out
I love it.
focused. They
I
came
love it.
out focused.
I have no complaints. I have no complaints. Our key contributors got an opportunity to get some rest. I don't even think that Giannis went over 30 minutes tonight.
Nope, 26.
There you go. You know what I mean? It still got good numbers. Dame started out right from the first quarter. He was getting that ball in that basket. Our support guys got an opportunity because we put them away early. Our support guys got an opportunity to lab their games a little bit more, get more time on the court. Right?
Mr.
Bobby
Smith, look, I
Portis
just
ends up.
interject real quick. This comment about Tony Tone, they look better without Beasley. I can't
Yeah, they
lie.
did. Yeah, they did.
We
Now,
might
let
have
me
to
get
have
to
the.
that point.
I don't want to get too crazy,
I'll have
but
it.
but
I'll
it.
have it. I'm
Go
gonna
ahead. I
say
know
it.
you have to talk. I just want to make sure you bring that
I'll
up
say
too.
it.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll say it.
Go
I'll
ahead.
say it.
Go ahead.
I'll say it. Right, but like I said, Bobby Portis gets his season highs for both points and rebounds. I think
Mm-hmm.
I saw by 5 minutes, halfway through the 5 minute mark left in the fourth quarter. Robin Lopez and Chris Livingston were on the court. I have no complaints. Right, Giannis was
Correct.
over on the sideline babysitting. You know what I mean? I have no complaints. So if we got to play tomorrow against a tougher opponent, we had a low calorie run. This was like a glorified practice. This
Right.
is how you're supposed to do these teams,
And
and
we
we haven't
saved Chris
always done
Middleton.
it.
And we saved Chris Middleton for what that's worth.
And Malik Beasley, who again we could have that conversation. But if Coach Griffin insists on putting him in the starting lineup, then technically we were down 2 starters, right? And
Mm-hmm.
did this. So it's I appreciate it. I appreciate what I saw tonight. It's better effort, better energy. I love what you're calling these dudes, the Dobermans,
Yeah.
because that's exactly what they are. And I think that's a big part of us looking the way that we do. I think the starting lineup that we had to start the season, you have too many low frequency guys on the court,
Mm-hmm.
right? Damian Lillard, Malik Beasley,
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Chris Middleton, Brooke Lopez. All of these guys are like low frequency and will get low frequency guys who get cooking as the game goes on, but they don't start the game off like that, right? You know what I mean? And so you have to have,
Tell the
I
truth.
think, a
Mm-hmm.
good mix of energy. I don't know how important it is for these guys to be in the starting lineup so much as it's important for them to get minutes. So
Minutes.
whenever it is
Thank
they get
you.
on the floor, right? You just want the best combination of players out there. But I maintain that the starting lineup, if you take Beasley out of it and you put Ajax in, I really like the way that looks. Yes, I like the way that Ajax looks with Marjon Beauchamp, but I just like the way that Ajax looks
Mm-hmm.
regardless of
Yeah,
who he's
but
out there
it
with.
is a different energy. It's like they're super compatible on the court. Beauchamp and Ajax feed
Absolutely.
off each other. They feed off each other. That's why I like when, like, if Marjan coming off the bench and maybe you resting Dame or somebody like that, you bring Beauchamp in. I think Ajax and them can get it going. Ajax and Beauchamp. I really like them together. And I really like AJ Green, but his defense is terrible, Mr. Smith. As much as I like AJ Green, his defense
So is
is
Beasley. So's Beasley's, right? And I was, like I said, I'm not gonna go back on what it is I was saying. In the beginning of the season, I was like, Beasley can get a bus ticket. He started to play better. His shooting really went through the
right.
roof. And then you see him celebrating plays when guys ran around him and scored baskets and whatnot, right? And
Right.
so that to me would have been his ticket to the bench when you got to do stuff like that, especially when you have other guys who I think play the right way. And the other team feeds off of that. The team feeds off of Ajax's energy. They
I
just do.
agree.
Like, and he's starting to knock down that corner three
Three. That might be
a
his
little bit
thing.
more.
Yeah, that might be his.
A
That
little
might
bit
be
more.
his spot. Yeah. And the
You know
defense
what I
looks a
mean?
lot better. Respectfully, I'm not trying to like turn this against Beasley or nothing like that. But the
No,
defense look.
it's
The defense looks. The point of attack defense looks way different with Ajax and Beauchamp out there. Just
yeah. Ajax is out there to me looking like a lighter weight PJ Tucker. Right, you know what I mean? Because that's what he looked. That's to me what he looks
talk
like.
to him.
PJ is
Talk.
obviously
Hey,
shorter
get them
and
likes up.
stockier.
You hear us kicking these, dropping these jewels, Bucks Nation. Let's get them likes up. Go ahead, Mr. Smith.
Right,
Talk to him.
but
Mm-hmm.
he goes out there in that corner, shoots his threes. That's his contribution to the offense and whatnot. In fact, he could do more because he's athletic and
Right.
can go up there and clean up the boards and whatnot, and is more energetic doing that. I would still hope for PJ Tucker to come and, like you said, the buyout market.
Mm-hmm.
But if I really wanted to secure that, I think right now his salary is about 11 million, 11.5
Yeah.
million, right? You trade, you absolutely bring him back.
Right.
If you wait for him to buy out, you got to hope that he wants to come back. And he didn't leave on the greatest of terms, right?
One
And so there
second,
might
Mr.
be other.
But I want your input on this too, Mr. Smith. 1 second. Hold your thought. So Mr. Cool said, we played a G League team, puck the brakes. I understand that, but we've been playing G League teams earlier this year and it'd be a dog fight. This is a step in the right
Yeah,
direction of how you treat a G League team is blow them out. That's what we're saying. We know that we should beat them, but it's how we beat them and the problems that we were having in the past with lower tier teams giving us problems, and for us to take a step forward and not allow those type of bottom feeders to make the game close. This was over in the first quarter, and that's the difference that I'm seeing in the Bucks team. Go ahead, Mr. Smith.
no, I love that point that you made. I can't agree anymore because that was our chief complaint, right? Was that we were we were down by 26 to the Portland Trailblazers,
Thank
who
you.
are a bottom feeding team, right? We absolutely got boat raced off the court by the Atlanta Hawks. We can never come back. We were getting destroyed, albeit by the team who's the best team in the league right now,
Mm-hmm.
other than us, because I feel like we're going to be in that conversation.
Right.
But the
Absolutely.
Celtics, the Celtics were blowing us out of the
Arena.
off
Yeah.
the court, like the first time we played, and it was this constant, we need to come back. We need to come back. Tired of starting the game slow. We need to come back. That was our problem. This was one of the few games that we had where we put them away early. And we saw the dividends, right? We can go and get the ice packs over for Giannis's knees and whatnot. And we can go over there and get time for the guys who need to develop to develop. Marjon Beauchamp is in need of court time.
Facts. But
More than even
look how
Ajax.
productive he was with the time and what he was doing out there.
Exactly. So it's important that guys get out of their comfort zone a little bit and start cooking early for the benefit of the entire team. And when we see that and they start doing that, I'm going to applaud that and draw reference, because that hasn't always been the case. Guys, Sunday stroll out of the gates, and it ends up being that our backup guys don't get on the court, and our support guys have to play more minutes than they should be playing. We're doing a better job. We've done a better job.
Right.
Now, granted, it was against the Detroit Pistons, and I honestly think that Syracuse could probably beat the Detroit Pistons right now. But I really don't care. Right? You know what I mean? I really don't care who it is we play. I just want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see Bobby Portis actually start to get his thing going, right? Mm-hmm. The next step is, after we finish this home stretch, can Bobby Portis take his game on the road? So shout out to Stacey Hanger, who had actually pointed that out, was that the fact that we have this stretch, not in this chat, but in a couple of chats ago, that they have this home stretch gives us the opportunity to practice, which is what we were needing. We needed more organization. We needed more blackboard time, where guys are drawing up plays and people are understanding what it is we do. We get more of an opportunity to do that at home. And so guys are, I think, playing a little bit better for that reason as well. So it's a variety of different reasons. I think we will really see just where the coach's mind is when some of the vets come back, because I absolutely agree with you. You have to step aside just a bit. And this is no disrespect to Pat. I'm not trying to kick Pat when he's down. You have to step aside, bro. For the betterment of the team, you have to step aside. I'm not saying you got to get off the team, but facts. If the Clippers say we'll give up PJ Tucker for Pat Connaughton and maybe another player, Pat, you can always come back to Milwaukee in the summertime, man. You can keep your businesses. Keep your relationships.
He said he come back in the summertime on spring break. He come back on spring break.
Hey, it is what it is, man. You signed up, right? You know what I mean? These guys are if these guys are better. These guys are better. I want to continue to nurture the guys that we have. And then I do want another better point of attack defender to add to more balance. I love how Beasley is shooting, but Beasley's defense has regressed. And I can't always count on him to be the most mature player on the court when we need to go out and get serious, right? And so I would sacrifice.
I do want to interject briefly, though, Mr. Smith. Then I'm going to get to you, Chitty, for your breakdown, and then you, Mr. Cool, is that I think Pat is effective in smaller bulks of time. Like, he played 12 minutes today, and he was very effective in those 12 minutes. I think he should, if we keep him at 15 minutes or less, I think that's where he's most effective because of his defensive lapses, and he hasn't really been getting it going offensively. But in small pockets like that, I think he can be effective. But he should no longer be playing 20 plus minutes. Like, that should be dead. That should be dead.
So I wouldn't trade him for nothing.
Right.
I wouldn't trade him for nothing. And he does know the offense. So that is an advantage that he still has over some of those other guys. His knowledge of the offense, he can move the ball a little bit quicker than I see Ajax and Marjon. But those types of that knowledge that he has comes with experience. The only way that those guys can get the experience is if they get the playing time. You add experience, you add knowledge of the game to their athleticism, their legs, and we're right back in the I think we're in the conversation now. We're right back in the absolute conversation with those. But yeah, absolute shout out to Chidi. Shout out to Mr. Cool.
Yeah.
What's up,
go ahead, Chidi. Give us your breakdown. Then you, Mr. Cool. Let's keep it kind of short so we get to everybody and then get to some of these comments. Go ahead, Chidi.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Smith. I'm greeting you also, and then Mr. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
All right. There we
The
go.
last, yeah,
Hey,
the last,
hold on 1 second, Chitty. Hold on 1 second, Chitty. I
okay.
just want to say, hey, you know it's a good Bucks game when you punch in Chitty and it's just the smile. You know the Bucks. You know everything is all good with the Bucks when he's having this smile. Go ahead, Chitty. Go ahead. All right, we
I
with you,
do
Mr. Smith.
agree. I do agree with you. I do agree with you. And I wanted to say B Shark the last time was getting to me, and I don't know why. So if he comes on the call today, I would like to know why it was just on me. He was like, "I'll
No, no,
never agree with you,
no,
but
yeah,
this
he
time
agreed
around, I
with you.
agree with
Yeah,
you."
but he said he agreed with you. That's what he was giving you props,
Yeah,
Chitty. He
exactly,
was shouting. There we go.
exactly.
Hey, so give us a quick wind on how you felt about today's game. And your boy didn't have to work hard today. Giannis didn't have to do barely anything today. Wasn't that a beautiful to see?
Yo, it's the Pistons though. It's the Pistons. Like, they're like 23 losses right now. Yo, Yanis is supposed to just take a sabbatical. Like, he's just supposed to take a trip to
So you say
wherever
we
you
shouldn't
call
even
it,
he should have
Oscar
took
or
it. So you're
something.
saying that he could have taken this game off, Giannis?
Exactly. And just rest his legs. But then again, it was nice that we had him,
Right.
like in today's game for 26 minutes because like we didn't know what the Pistons would bring,
Right.
today for today's game. Again, it's also known that a lot of small teams when they face the Milwaukee Bucks, they come with their very best. It's kind of like
And that's
war,
what I was saying. That's what
and
I was saying about Mr. Cool comment. He's like, because it's the Pistons. I'm like, hey, these teams playing a team like us are gonna usually bring their A game. We gotta play a little harder. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was trying
Mhm,
to say, Mr. Cool, earlier. But
mhm.
just backing off, piggybacking off Chitty's point. You know what I'm saying? I was very valid. But Mr. Cool, everybody stay online. But Mr. Cool, go ahead and give a breakdown. Chitty, everybody stay put. We gonna get into it. Go ahead,
All
Mr.
right.
Cool.
Okay. What I was thinking though, and I'll talk to Mr. Smith about this though. One of the things I would like to see us do, and I think we're starting to do that, is build up the younger guys to where they have a sure what their role is. Because I don't think throughout the season they've not understood what their role is supposed to be. I'm starting to see that get better and better. Two, I love how we trapped at half court. I thought that was huge. It set a really big tone right away defensively by trapping as much as we did,
But
and
Mr.
took them
Cool,
out of their
why were
rhythm.
we able to do that though? We had different defenders out there that are capable of doing that. That made the
I
difference.
mean, that may be part of it. Maybe that's just a decision too. But we need to try to push the other guys to do the same thing. I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But another reason, though, I like to look at is that when Dame plays well, it takes a lot of the pressure off of the other guys like Beasley, like whoever else is on the floor.
Great point.
And when
Great
Dame
point.
has those really slow first quarters, and he plays at such a slow pace, and it hurts the team get going. But when he's on, like he was today, well then that just changes everything, everything. And so a lot of our leagues that we have sometimes are small. If Dame makes his shots and don't turn the ball over, we can expand those leads in the first quarter and have big leads in the first quarter. Too often he's missing shots. He's played very lackadaisical at times.
No, I
And I'm
agree.
not
That's what
knocking
Chit.
him. Obviously,
No, that's right, Mr. Cool. And Chitty's been saying that. That's what been Chitty's problem. He's not bringing that energy all the time or consistently as much as Giannis is. And now you're seeing what happens when Dame brings energy. It makes everybody life easier, and that's a fair
right.
fact. Would you agree with that, Mr. Smith? When he's aggressive, it makes
Of
everybody's
course.
life easier.
Of course, I go one step further, right? I think Dame, this is the value of someone like an Ajax. I think Dame feeds off of their energy as well. This goes back to the point that I was making.
Mm.
I think they have too many low frequency guys on the court at the same time in their starting lineup as it is, and people are just real low key. It's like a conversation with a whole bunch of old school cool dudes, right? That everybody's just kind of on the volumes on three. Everybody, you know, and then it's real cool, real suave or whatever. But then someone comes in the barbershop and they're real aggressive and whatnot, right? You know what I mean? We don't always match that aggression appropriately because we got too many cool guys out there, right? Now, I love Damian's game. I think Damian with other energy guys is what I would like to see because in the couple of times that I've seen it, his energy has been better. Ajax on the court in that Pacer game, Damian's energy was better. And this game with Ajax on the court at the same time, Damian's energy was better. Damian
Agreed.
alongside Malik Beasley, his energy is nah, nah, nah,
But
right?
that's
You
the
know what I
chitty
mean?
point. Exact. I completely agree with you, Mr. Smith. Now, when we get to back to that chitty point with that lineup, he was saying. Remember, he was saying Beauchamp, Dame, Jackson Jr. and Giannis and Bobby Portis. That's an interesting lineup, and I feel like that's the one.
It is.
That's a very interesting lineup. Shout out to you, Chitty, for that one.
For sure, it is. It'll never be the
Yeah,
starting lineup because
No,
they're
no,
not
not a
going to
start.
bench
But I just
Chris.
like I like that lineup though. As spots in
Right.
the game, I think that's a real energy booster for that line. Mr. Cool, what you think about that lineup?
I like that lineup. That's a nice lineup. But keep in mind one thing: what Beasley does bring
Let's
is
shoot.
he keeps the defender on him, which creates more space for the other players on the floor. I think we take that for granted.
I do
Many
agree with that.
times today, Jackson was just wide open. They left him to shoot. Now he made some shots, and that's great.
Mm-hmm.
But when you play these good teams, you must be able to create space for Giannis and for Dame. And that's why I think he has a great value because he's shooting 45% from the three.
That's
He's one
fair.
of the best catch and shoot three guys in the NBA right now. And Giannis, when he's trapped and has to kick it out, you got to have guys that's going to be open that can make shots. That's key. Now, what you
That's an
could do
excellent
then
point.
is then sub later.
Mm-hmm.
When Beasley and can bring him out of the game and bring AJ in and bring that energy. At this point, I would not start AJ, but clearly down the road, that's a possibility he may have to start. But
I
for
think so.
now,
Yeah, I agree with that.
when we're playing the good teams, I like the fact that we got Beasley to space the floor.
What you think
I
about
think
that,
that's
Chitty?
key.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. What you think about that, Chitty?
well, I think that this starting five today is what I'll look forward towards having for our games, especially for the Celtics. Most of these fast-paced teams,
That's the
I
point. The
feel that
pace. The pace. Okay, I can understand that.
yes, I feel that 95% of the opposing teams in the NBA currently know that we start very slow, and that's because we have Middleton, we have Beasley, and we have Lopez. But I like what the coach did, Coach Griffin did today. He he had Giannis, who is high tempo guy. He had Andrew Jackson Jr., who is high tempo also. Then he had Majon Bucham. These are young blood. These are fresh blood. The start of the game, and again, if you notice the Milwaukee Bucks, when we start games with this high intensity, we always blow out teams. This is how we blow out teams. During Bucks time, we had players who were fast paced. So it normally used to be Brook Lopez, it used to be Grayson Allen, but Grayson Allen still has a bit of that, but he lacks defense. But he has a bit of that fast-paced thing where he distributes the ball fast. And then
It did.
we had yeah, and if you notice, Chris Middleton last season that we were number one, Chris Middleton only played only 25% of our games last season. People who are fast paced were Drew Holiday. He's a fast paced guy, but he lacks offense. He's good in defense and he's fast paced. Giannis Antetokounmpo, high tempo guy. Then you had the Grayson Allen guy. Then we have Brook. Brook was to slow down the tempo, or let me just say have the tempo in mid-range. So it's not too fast, it's not too slow. Just so that we can confuse the opponents. And then our final thought was actually switching it between Pat Connaughton or what's this guy's name? What's his name again? The
Or
other
Jackson
guy that
Jr.
we had
Beauchamp.
to trade. No, Jevon Carter.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Jevon Carter. Jevon
Mm-hmm.
Carter is a high tempo, high pace guy. He's playing for the Bulls currently. So, I think, against the Pacers, the last game we had against the Pacers, that lineup, when he tried it with Adrian Jackson Jr. and what's his name, and Majon Bocham,
Mhm.
that shift happened, and we could see that it made that shift happen. He threw the Pacers off balance because they were like, they expected the slow start as the in-season tournaments in the semifinals, but they didn't get it this time around, and so he threw them off balance. Ali Burton was getting that switch from between A. Jackson and Majon Bocham, and so he could not continue with the flow of a point guard and distributing the ball. Which now, today again, we had that starting five, but we were very creative by substituting Brook Lopez against Bobby Portis. So that also engineered the rest of the bench to deliver. So he made Bobby
Okay.
Portis came in,
I'm
that
gonna hold you.
tempo
No,
continued.
I
Right?
agree with you
So
right there. Let me
yeah,
hold
so
you right there, Chitty.
that's
So
yeah.
I'm form this to you, Mr. Cool. Do you think that the pace makes a difference? And that same question come to you, Mr. Smith. So do you think the pace makes a difference for the Bucks? Is how they start? Because I agree with Chitty what he's saying. The pace is definitely different in the game with Andre Jackson Jr. and Beauchamp. But I agree with you too with the Beasley with the shooting. And I do think it needs to be a balance, but I think the pace is very important for the Bucks to get them
Well,
engaged early.
it's not just the shooting; it's also just basketball IQ.
Right.
So the young guys are still learning the game, and I just feel, and I don't know, but in my own gut feeling, I think Giannis and I think Dame would still rather play with the veterans like Middleton and Beasley, who's been
Mm-hmm.
around the league, that understand because basketball IQ comes into play. Because sometimes you just have to instinctively do things, and by their experience, they know how to do certain things that young guys are still going to learn as they play more and more and more. Now, that doesn't mean you can't bring those guys in at a point and say, "Hey, let the Dobermans go at it, man, and go get it.
Right.
Just go do your thing." And that's what you want to build them up throughout the season. Let them know what their role is, slowly, little by little. Keep giving them quality minutes, and then try to give them more quality minutes against good teams. It's hard to evaluate them against Detroit, but let them get quality minutes against good teams. Those guys are going to be built up and be very valuable for the team, no question about it. And they may be starters. I'm not saying that they can't, but right now, I just think, and this is just my own thinking, that the veterans want to play with veterans. Even though I understand, Mr. Smith, what you're saying about the pace and AJ and the energy he brings, but I think Dame would still rather play at a pace the veterans play. That's just how I view it. But I could be wrong.
What you think, Mr. Smith?
I think you guys are making really, really good points. Chitty definitely with the point about the lineups. These are excellent points. My
Mm-hmm.
only thing, here's what I would say to that, right? I would say I'm less inclined for Marjan. I'm pretty cool with Marjan still coming off the
Oh,
bench
I
for
agree with
exactly
that.
what
No, I'm fine with that as
Mr.
well.
Cool was saying,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because as energetic as he is, his IQ still needs a
Well, no, I
lot
agree with that.
more
That's
work,
fair. No, that's
right?
fair. That's fair. But I don't think
But
Ajax is
but
in that bucket for. I think
I
Ajax
don't
actually has
exactly.
has high IQ. In my opinion, he has high IQ.
Yeah, much higher IQ.
Mm-hmm.
With all due respect to Marjon
Right.
Beauchamp, I think a lot of that is due to the basketball program that he came out of in college. They really taught the game of basketball, like the X's
Correct.
and
Right,
O's
right,
and
right,
whatnot.
right.
You
Facts.
can see his college education in basketball. Now, yes, I think it's a fantastic point
Thank
that
you, Cynthia.
Mr. Poole made as far as spacing the floor, right? This is not a small thing to be looked over when it comes to Beasley, right? I would, at this point, I'm looking at what the offense looks like with Beasley on the court and what
Mm-hmm.
he looks like when those guys come on. And as much as I like the spacing that Beasley gives, the flip side to that coin is that of the low energy and the
Hmm.
defense. So even though he does space the court, I am still not concerned about my offense. I think even if our offense takes a step back a little bit, it would be worth it to move forward because of what we look like defensively. We get a lot more transition point
Facts.
with that other line. Beasley's not giving me a ton of transition point. Beasley
No, he's
is
not
so
doing that.
freaking slow. Beasley, I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, he's like a smaller Brook Lopez with the way that he moves his feet. Now, would it be worth it to give up some of that spacing? For me, yes, because it would promote more balance in the
Got you.
lineup. Right now, offensively, on a scale of 1 to 10, we're like a 9-10. Defensively, we can be a 7-8 with Beasley in the lineup with alongside Dame.
It
could get
gets, yeah,
brutal sometimes, right?
it gets a little, the waters get a little murky. You're right. I feel
Right.
But here, let me say
Now,
this. If you
hmm
don't mind, excuse me 1 second. One of the things I saw today with Detroit was because Beasley and Middleton's not out there, they really, really stacked the paint, gave up a lot more toward the zone, packed it in more, built more of a wall. Giannis only, I think, had what? How many shots did he have at halftime? 5.
right.
Because they really, really built that on him because they knew they could trap him more, they could help more, sagging in the paint because they didn't have to space out the floor. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just pointing out what
no,
defenses
hmm
will do.
no,
Yeah.
You're
you're
right.
right.
No,
I
that's
think
valid. Let's get them likes
I
up.
think the big
Don't y'all hear
Well,
these gems being dropped in
well, Amara,
this chat? Let's go, y'all. Get them likes up, y'all. Shout out to Bucks Nation. Go ahead, Chitty.
well, Amara, I want to say that Yanis did not in any way have the defenders clog the paint in a way to make him not play his game today, according to what Mr. Poole is trying to say. I respect his point of view, but I'll humbly disagree with it. I think Yanis plays. Yanis is a professional currently who plays to the level of the opposition team. So today he didn't have to go so hard. I can say that he played a mid-level game today. If you
Mm-hmm.
looked at the game, he was not trying to play the game because already what's the essence of going so hard in today's game and then maybe catching one injury or something when we're already leading in double digits of 20 to 30 points. So I think that was not those defenders could not guard Giannis, let's be honest. If you notice it in the
He
second
wasn't
half, in the
aggressive
fourth
tonight,
quarter.
Chitty. That's what you saying.
Exactly.
He wasn't aggressive
Yes.
tonight. He didn't need to be. He let the
Yes.
team
So
lead this
it didn't
time.
need to be.
Go ahead.
Exactly.
Hold on.
So, but
1 second,
but
Chitty.
but
What were you going to
if
interject, Mr.
it's
Smith?
about
I was just gonna say
yeah, but if it
individually
was about
aggressive. He wasn't like the Pacers version, so he wasn't looking for his own scoring individually as much as he was looking to distribute to the other team. And I would just say
exactly.
I like him in that role because it gets
Mm-hmm.
everyone else
Going.
involved, and then you do see AJ Green going for more points. Giannis has proven, if nothing else, in this early season that at any given time, I can go get my points and everyone else can sit back and watch. That's how that we looked against the 64 points. I can go get my points whenever. You know what I mean? But the other guys who
Right.
are maybe not as equipped to create their own individual offense and who may need a little bit more help and may need to be schemed open and may need to, all right, I'm going to draw the defense to me. I'm going to gift wrap you the ball. All you got to do is shoot it or run off of a back screen and whatnot. I think it's good to be able to work on that as well. I think these are all good points. I definitely agree with what Mr. Cool is saying. Like it would be a tough thing to give up some of that spacing. I think with Beasley on the court, it definitely represents the highest potential that we could have offensively. But to reach that offensive potential, we look about as bad as we can look defensively. And I do get that they want to be better offensively, but the team, I think, is just massively imbalanced with
Mm-hmm.
Malik Beasley out on the court. If he could give me his defense that I've seen with him in the fourth quarter, then this wouldn't be a conversation. Yeah, I would definitely
But
be saying, look, start him.
let me say this though: is it possible that we could scheme the same way with those guys as we did today? Because I really thought today I saw more of an attack at the point of attack where we really doubled a lot. Bobby Portis was coming up, and we were doubling and switching more than I've ever seen us do. Unless I'm mistaken, where we really attacked the point guard
With
and took the ball out of Cade's hands, and I thought that was huge. Can we do
Beasley
that
on
with
the court, I
Dame
would have
and
to see
Beasley?
it.
That's the question.
I don't know if
I
that's.
would have to see it.
Yeah, I
I
don't
would
know
have
if
to
Malik
that's
see it.
feasible.
I
Malik is
haven't
not that
seen it
kind of
before. It's not that
player.
they
Yeah,
haven't tried. I
That's it,
haven't seen
Chitty.
it.
Right. I don't think he's that kind of
Malik is
player.
not that kind of player.
Yeah, I don't know.
Malik
I would have
Malik
to see it.
Malik
I'm
is a
not
See,
saying
player.
flat out no.
the thing about
Malik is
Flat out
Malik
trapping,
no
is
because I
it
Malik
haven't
doesn't
is a
seen
matter
it.
how
player
bad you are
who
defensively because you got help.
Right.
So when you got help coming in like that, it doesn't matter if you're a poor defender. That's where the coaches have to create schemes to kind of hide a guy who's maybe not at Beasley, not a very good defender,
I do
and
agree with
Dame not a
that.
very good defender. But you try to hide their deficiencies and hopefully hold on to some of their offensive input that they give you. But if that doesn't work, you got guys you can put in. I mean, if you develop your young players like we're doing, they then just come on in, make that switch, and that's what you do. But you got to have a
I
strategy how
agree.
you
Yeah,
want to go about this.
I think the way Malik Beasley will work in a scheme of Milwaukee Bucks having him back in our rotation would necessarily be like we have A Jackson, we have Beasley, and we have Lopez, and we have Giannis. Now Giannis will take the buckload of not just being the help defender now, but being like more of the perimeter defender. And then we have A Jackson that would also take that front row of trying to guard the best player or whoever
Point
that
of
is
guard,
coming
yeah,
in or the
yeah.
point of
Point of
attack.
focus, deep, right?
Exactly. And then we have Beasley just roaming around that center court, just trying to maybe pick from half court because that's what he does for us, right? So pick from half court, and then we know with Giannis he's a force. He can take on two, three defenders. So once he does that, they will pass out to Malik, and then he does what he does with the three
And
points.
that's the
So
thing,
I
but
think
that's the
that's the
thing,
way it will
Chitty,
work.
because you love Malik because he
Yeah,
can shoot the three and he shoots it so effectively. But it's like he's the living, walking, breathing yin and yang. He give you everything you want on offense and nothing on defense. He's literally yin and
exactly.
yang, literally yin and yang. But when he get cooking,
But see, if when he plays with Dame and Dame would have better games, a lot of that stuff wouldn't be much of an issue. It's the
okay,
fact that Dame has these terrible slow starts,
he does.
and
No, that's
today
fair.
was a
That's
little bit
fair.
better, and it's
With
just it then
Beasley,
exposes our defense
with
because he takes
Beasley,
bad shots, he makes
I think
turnovers.
You have to
Ooh.
take that comment, Mr. Cool. Say that again, Mr. Smith.
with Beasley, because he hasn't looked like that in that pacing game. And he didn't look like that tonight. I think he directly feeds off of the guys who come. Just go back to his Portland days when he was running with CJ. CJ has better energy. Dame starts off better. He feeds off the energy of the guys. So if you have a whole bunch of low key dudes and
Mm-hmm.
Dame is already low key,
That's
right? I
that's
think the
fair.
energy is going to go down a little bit. But if you put him out on the court with higher energy dudes, even Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton is a, very cool for school kind of
Right.
similar mindset as Damian Lillard. But Chris Middleton could start the game off with better energy or has started the games off with good energy right after the Bucks have been slapped in the mouth. Then you'll see he comes out and actually presses and he's good. There's no way that I'm putting Chris Middleton on the bench for Marjon Beauchamp, me personally.
Right.
Chris Middleton's IQ is just too high,
I agree. I agree
right?
with
You know
that.
what
He
I
makes
mean?
me mad with some of the passes and turnovers, but I agree with that.
For sure. And that is, unfortunately, the flip side to his coin is that sometimes Chris Middleton could be definitely turnover prone. And there are times when his energy lacks, right? You know what I mean? But Chris Middleton, when he's at his highest point, I love him on the court, right? And so ultimately, I guess the question that I've asked myself is, does it really matter who starts the game versus the points? And the reason why the starting lineup, in my opinion, is so critical and important is because that's where we either get these surplus minutes or we're having to work out of a deficit. When we're having to work out of a deficit and we're always chasing, it changes the lineups, it changes how our trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
We have to then go to 2-3 zones, which I like, mind you, but we're doing it out of a necessity versus doing it to extend in the lead. We're always in a chase position if we start off the game that imbalanced. I love Beasley's ability to shoot the three, but
Facts.
Beasley, in my opinion, as a rounded basketball player, is not. First of all, like his offensive IQ is not so off the charts that I'm like, oh, there's no way he comes off. Like he definitely knows how to find his spots and shoot the three.
Mm-hmm.
If he were just some of that on defense, then this wouldn't even be a conversation. But he's so bad sometimes on defense. And he did start to fight his way back. And I think at his best, he's mid on defense. At his
It's
best.
best. I would agree with that.
Right? Ajax, when he's at his best, changes the energy of what this team looks like. I do feel like we can compete with faster moving teams. I do feel
Mm-hmm.
like if we were to play a team like, now mind you, we beat them, but a team like Atlanta, I would be concerned about their backcourt. If I
Mm-hmm.
put AJ out there, my concern drops considerably,
Considerably. That's a
right?
fact.
And
Maybe
we're
it's
going to
situational,
get
huh, Mr.
transition
Mr. Smith.
floor.
What if it's situational when we start Beasley or
Right,
when we start
right,
Ajax? I
right,
think it's
right,
situational to
right,
the guard
right,
play that we're
right,
playing. Do you
right.
is that fair to the
Absolutely.
group here? Chitty, do you agree with that? That it depends on
I
who
do
we're
agree.
playing. It depends on who we're playing. Who should start at shooting guard? If we're playing some
Well, see, I
talented
wouldn't want
guards,
I wouldn't want to be changing the starting lineup, but you can make quick subs. I
okay,
think I want to stay with my starting
okay,
lineup, but if things are going negatively. But here's the thing about Dame and Mr. Smith. I would say this: Giannis plays with at 150% to 200% every game, and it still doesn't get Dame to move. It's funny what their different styles of how they play.
right.
Dame
Dame
is,
is just not
I
a
swear,
high
I think
energy person though. He's not a. He's
I,
very even keel. He's more of a Tim Duncan type player. You,
there are
you,
many times I think Dame's going to get an 8-second call just bringing the ball up the floor because he takes so long just to get the ball up the floor. And I'm like, dude, come on,
I,
man,
I
get up
wish
the floor.
I wish he were different. I do wish he were
yeah.
different. But I think if you have guys like Giannis who's going to be at 200 all the
Uh,
time, but then you also have another high energy live wire guy, there's no way for him to play slower. There's no way. You
correct.
know what I
I
mean?
hope
You
you're
have
right.
the
I
more
hope you're
the
right.
more up tempo guys you have, the harder it is for you to be, AZ from Sugar Hill, just real smooth. And like at this point, bro, there's a time and a place for that. But with these guys on the court, it's too difficult for him to do that. Now, I also feel like this. I did begin to see some improvement with Beasley. I don't think things are static. I think that the year is fluid and guys can improve with time. Beasley could some improvement on defense. I would be willing to think because he was going that way, and then he took major steps backwards.
He
And I
did.
just
I agree.
if I'm thinking about the tougher teams, you know what I'm saying? So
I
he
agree.
made this more of a conversation because I was trying to get on the bus, and at the beginning of the season, I was like, "Get this dude out of here! I don't care how many threes he shoots. He's terrible.
But,
he's like a,
but, but,
just come on in
but
and rock
Mr.
the house,
Smith,
man. Come on
let,
in."
let, let me let me say this. So I think the key still is to still bring AJ along because he still got to make sure he understands basketball IQ because most of what he does is off of his athletic ability and his energy, and I get that. But we still need basketball IQ, good decision making. So I think as he grows in that role, ultimately, yeah, I think he should be the start. He can just go ahead and be in that starting spot. But I don't think he's quite there yet.
Okay,
But he's definitely getting there.
let's look at it, Mr. Cole. Let's look at it this way, right? Let's look at it this way.
Okay.
What if we have today's starting five as our starting five? After 5 minutes of the first quarter, we bring in Beasley, we bring in Middleton. It's still the first quarter, but we just want to start with this high tempo. What about that?
Go ahead, Mr.
Look,
Smith.
Or
I'm
the
For me,
first
it's a
three
no.
minutes of the first quarter?
Okay.
For
Go
me,
ahead,
it's a
Mr.
no. I
Cool.
need Middleton in that starting lineup.
Yeah, I think you
no,
got to at least.
I'm fine.
Yeah, I think you got to. I see what you're saying, and I understand the point of view, Chitty, but I think you do gotta keep Middleton in the starting lineup. As
Yeah, I think
and
Middleton.
he's
To be
another
honest,
facilitator, and
to be
he's another
honest,
facilitator. Even though he turned the ball over sometimes, he is another
I agree.
facilitator and a mid-range shooter.
I agree. I
Right.
agree.
I
But
don't think you deplete the
sometimes
team with the midfielders.
I think sometimes Middleton is a smart player who comes off the bench when he knows what the opponent is actually doing, not starting the game and then reading the game on what the opponent is doing. I still think if you notice last season, how was Bud using Middleton when he had his minutes restriction during the 25% he played? He was coming
Coming
off
off
the
the bench, it's
bench.
a very good point.
Exactly, and he
Hold
was
on,
doing he
hold
was
on,
he was
Chitty,
he
hold on,
was
Chitty. Let me give my
providing.
man his props.
Yes,
Go ahead, Chitty. keep talking.
I'm telling you, he was providing, he was more efficient
Off
because
the
he could
bench.
read exactly.
That
So
won't happen
so if
because of
he
his pay.
just
But you're right,
plays,
Chitty. What you're saying is right, and I get it. But due to his pay, they can't. You can't do that. Like it's business on certain
but
parts, and I get what you're saying,
it,
though, Chitty. I
it's
completely
true.
follow, but I just you can't pay nobody 33 million to come off the
but,
bench or 35. You can't
but,
do
but,
it.
but, but,
You can't.
but
not
the
only
truth is,
that,
we want to win games. The truth is, we want to win
not
games.
only that, but
We want to win
I
games.
think that's
Whether
a
it's
great
being
point.
paid $35 million or something, we just want to win games.
I
And
got you.
whatever
Hold
is
on
going
one
to make
second,
us
Chitty.
win games is what we need to do.
One second, Chitty.
I think it's a
Go
It's
great
ahead,
just
point.
the
Mr.
honest
Smith.
truth, though.
Go ahead,
I
Mr.
think it's a
Smith.
great point, Chidi. I think you like 7 for 7 at the free
Right.
throw
Hey,
last night.
hey,
I think
Chitty
you're
out
making
here
like
got it
excellent
tonight.
points.
Shout out to Chitty.
Yeah, I think it's a great point because he was coming off the bench. My thing was that though was that our defensive shell last year, even with Middleton coming off the bench, was much better than it is now, right? And so we
Mm.
could survive not having the IQ of Chris Middleton to start the game because we weren't playing from a deficit so often because we were able to keep teams within shouting distance. Too often we go down by, well, have been anyway, up until the last couple of games, and we're hoping that we continue to trend in the right direction. But we be down by double-digit leads this season and having to come back from 12 and 13 points. Like you can't, if that's the case, like I would be, the only way we punch back at that point is that we need to stay scoring. Like I don't want to deplete my team of the facilitators if we're also bad defensively. You feel what I'm saying? Like at some point we got to figure that out. I would love, to me, ideal situation, and I don't see it happening, but I would love for it to happen, is if we buy PJ Tucker out and we bring him over, because now you have a point of attack defender that can also defend in the post. You have a switch. You don't just have someone who could switch on the perimeter. You have someone who could switch from the perimeter to the post. He'd be perfect.
I agree. Hey,
He'd
Bucks
be
Nation, let's get them
perfect.
likes up. Y'all listen to all these gems and
Mr.
jewels being
Smith, do
dropped.
you
Let's get them
think
likes
that?
up, Bucks
Do
Nation.
you
Go
think
ahead,
that,
Mr. Cool.
Mr. Smith? Do you think that Tucker's better than Crowder though at this point in that
Mm,
role? Because I
mm,
think Crowder brings a lot of that same skill set and size and strength, and I think he's a little better offensive player. Definitely
mm.
a better
I
offensive
Yeah.
player
think
right now.
I think they're built from
I
the
think
same cloth.
how PJ
Go ahead,
Tucker,
Chidi.
I think how PJ Tucker would influence the Milwaukee Bucks currently is that we've tried him, we've tested him during the championship run in 2021, and he has delivered. So I still think that nothing is stopping us from having both Jay Crowder and PJ Tucker on our team. I see the effect of it of a PJ Tucker on Milwaukee Bucks currently, especially these very competitive, highly competitive games like the against Celtics. The Celtics always come out very hot and tough, and we need that dog, like more of that dog. And I think PJ Tucker brings that.
That's valid. I think we can have both of them
Eight,
at the same time. I
it's
mean,
an
get rid of
8 for 8.
Wigington or somebody. Like, do we really need Wigington?
He's not an NBA
But I mean,
player.
Uh,
we'd have to get rid of a lot
I
more
knew that was
to
coming,
to
Mr.
get.
Cool. I knew that was
No,
coming. Mr. Cool don't never chill on Wigington. He don't never chill on Wigington.
sorry.
Ah!
He's just
Wigington ain't
not.
an NBA
Honestly, when
player.
it comes to that,
No.
Go ahead, Mr. Smith. Go ahead.
I don't think personally you can have too much of that guy, right? Of that type of person. So if you're asking me to compare Jay Crowder to PJ Tucker, I would say right now, the last time I saw PJ Tucker versus the last time I saw Jay Crowder, and both of them, it's been a minute. I would give the slight edge to PJ Tucker, but it isn't so much that I'm like, oh, Jay Crowder, like, you know what I mean? I love the both of them,
Mhm.
and if you have multiple guys that you could switch from the perimeter to the post, who are tough, who won't be easily moved, the budged or moved off their spot, and can blow through screens and all of the rest of that. Those guys could blow through screens. You know who can't blow through screens? Malik Beasley. He gets stuck. He's like
Right,
flopping too.
yeah, he
He
does.
does not have the strength or the IQ or the know-how or the technique to get through that screen. So the more guys we have like that on the team, the better. I don't know what Jay Crowder is going to look like when he comes back. I hope that he
Yeah.
is where he was prior to. I hope Jay Crowder gets to the version of himself that we saw when he was in Miami and we lost to them. Remember that version of Jay Crowder? That was the Miami team that went up against the Lakers and lost in the bubble. Bubble Jay Crowder? Oh man, if we can get him back,
He got to stay on the
that'd be
court. It's
fantastic.
always these setbacks with Crowder. I think he needs. He was playing well before. I saw you in the chat, Amtrax. He was talking about Jay Crowder was killing from three before he got hurt, and he was playing better
He
defense right before
was.
he got hurt. He
He
was starting to
was.
get in, starting to get into his lane. And then he got hurt. But the question I have for y'all is, and this I'm gonna pose this question to all of y'all: what are we gonna do now with our rotations with all these players coming back healthy, like a Pat Connaughton, Jay Crowder? That's all gonna affect minutes for the young guys. Do we need to trade some people for like future draft picks just to open up more playing time for the young guys, or because they're gonna get buried on the bench then when Pat's back now, Crowder coming back? What do we do as far as rotations? I'll go you, Mr. Smith, then you, Chitty, then you, Mr. Cool.
If it were me, right? If because if we're talking about what the coach is going to do, then I think the coach has shown that he's going to go with the senior guys first. That seems to be what he leans. If it were me, then I would have used this opportunity to see. This is like Aaron Rodgers when Brett Favre went out of the game, and you see that Aaron Rodgers, once you give him the opportunity to play, he can play.
Mm-hmm.
And let's give these guys more opportunity to grow and develop. And so, with all due respect, Pat Connaughton, if you can still play, then you're going to play for another team then. And we have to move you out of the way for the growth and development of the guys under us. Especially if I can open up a spot to go and get someone like a PJ Tucker so that we can have more balance on the team. Pat Connaughton and Malik Beasley, if that is the case. I'd move them both because I personally want more balance on the team. I've seen what our team looks like when we're great offensively. We just scored a whole bunch of points in
Right.
both games without Beasley. You know what I mean? I've seen the two experiments. I like the more balanced version of the Bucks more than the super offensive version, but is also hemorrhaging a whole lot of points on defense. So I would go for more balance. My young guys give me more balance. My young guys need to be on the court. That's what I would do. I
Uh,
would start Ajax. Marjon would be my sixth man off the bench. I'd have more minutes for Crowder. I'd do everything that I could to get PJ Tucker off. I would. I'm going with my younger guys. But I don't think that Coach Griffin is going to do that. But I'm going with my younger guys.
what you think,
That's what
Chitty?
I
And
would
then
do.
you, Mr. Cool. What you think, Chitty?
Yeah, so I think I agree with Mr. Smith. I think we need to develop the bench and we need to give them time to grow. I think the more we put them in this kind of scenarios and situations where they're able to play with top contenders in the NBA and understand what it is like or have a feel before the playoff time, I think the better for us as a team. I like the way Coach Griffin is actually managing the minutes for every player, which we didn't see with the last dispensation of Budenholzer. He didn't have he only used only the vet players and really did not have time to develop our young core. So currently, I still think that even with Jay Crowder coming back from injury and paternity, there will still be time to be able to integrate them, even if it's them playing 5 to 6 minutes each game. Because our major goal is that we're building a team that will be able to outlast any other team and be the last team standing during the playoffs. And so I think there is no problem. I wouldn't trade anybody in the team currently. It just for the fact that I see that these are players with the growth mindset. They are ready to take up new roles. They're ready to learn new things, new skill sets to be able to add to their game or what they've had or known in the
Okay.
past. So I wouldn't trade these guys. I would rather see a PJ Tucker come to Milwaukee Bucks and say, you know what, I would take a cut in my salary, just like what's his name? This guy at Clippers, LA Clippers, Westbrook. Just like what Westbrook did when he left Lakers. You know, he took a cut in his salary. I don't know why you wouldn't take a cut at 38 or 30 something plus. I think 36 plus or something. Take a cut and come into Milwaukee Bucks if it's
But we
about
think he gonna
championship
get
and you
bought
want the
out.
team.
We think we gonna get bought out, Chitty. That's the thing. We think PJ Tucker might get bought out, so we could bring him here on a vet minimum, and then that wouldn't affect us too much. So I appreciate that, though, Chitty. I
Exactly.
appreciate your comment too, Mr. Cool. What do you feel?
Well, when I look at our team, I always look at Boston, Philly, and Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to help us beat them?
Right.
I'm sorry, I don't give no credence to no other team in this division or in the Eastern
Talk him.
Conference. Period.
Talk to
Zilch.
her. Talk
None.
to her. You hear, Mr.
None.
Cool? Get them likes up, y'all. Go ahead, Mr. Cool.
So those are the three teams we have to kind of prepare for. So who's going to be more effective? Boston Celtics and Miami. We know what Miami did in the playoffs last year. We know what Boston does all the time. They shoot threes. Do we want to look at it? Do we want to match that or try to match that, offset what they do? Because they're going to shoot a lot of threes. Simply, that's how they play.
Right.
Can we develop our young players enough to where they can contain them a little bit? So I don't think you're going to stop Tatum and Brown too much. Tatum and Brown. So you just have to say, do we want to try to match that to a certain degree? And I'm throwing it out there to you, Mr. Smith. Is that something we need to think about, or we just say no, scratch that? We're going to try to defend them better, and just give up trying to score with them, because I think becomes a shooting match at some point with those teams, especially in the playoffs, because they shoot so well. In Miami, no
Well,
matter how they're playing now, they will be knocking down shots in the playoffs. They do it every year. They ain't going to change. That's how a coach does down there. He gets those guys ready. So that's just how I look at it, and that's just a decision we have to make as an organization, as a team. Do we want to address which way do we want to address this? Defending them, or trying to kind of match their shooting a little bit with our offensive players? So just throwing that out
I
there.
think the well-rounded approach. I look at the last two champs that we
Balance.
had, right? The Denver Nuggets were a balanced team. So the Denver Nuggets
Right.
weren't going to shoot you out of the gym, and they weren't going to completely shut you down, but they were going to give you a good balance of everything. Who won the championship
Right.
before them? Like the Warriors, I think. When the
Another
Warriors,
balanced team.
right?
Yeah.
That was when
Wiggins.
Wiggins, right, was their super wing defender. So they had all of that
Right.
offense, but then they had a couple of guys who can go out and shut down Wiggins. They had Gary
Draymond.
Payton Jr.
Draymond.
Right.
They had Draymond.
And Looney
Balance,
played good defense,
balance,
to be honest. Looney played good defense, to be honest.
balance. In every sport that you find, balance. The Chiefs who won last year, yeah, you're gonna have Travis Kelce, you're gonna have Pat Mahomes, but then you also had their big defensive lineman and Chris on the front line. You have to have balance. If you try and get a shootout with Boston, me personally, you're gonna lose, because all
Yeah.
6 of those guys could shoot you out of the gym, right?
Mm-hmm.
All
Right.
6 of them. If you don't have any offense, then you end up looking like the Knicks, quite honestly, right? Where the Knicks have all of that offense, but they're just going up and down the court fruitlessly, hoping that Jalen can keep them in games, and
That's
maybe
fair.
Julius can keep them in games,
Right.
but they
Right.
don't have. I think you need balance. We have enough offensive kick with guys like Dame and Chris and Giannis, and transition if we get defense, right? If you get
Right.
defense, you're going to get a lot of transition points as well. But if you go
Right.
all offense, if that pendulum is too far in any direction, you're going to suffer in the other areas. And I'm just looking at our team. I'm not saying that we're bad. We're clearly not bad. We're in 3rd place in the league, right?
A second, I think, in the
Offensively,
East.
it's
I
just-
think, yeah.
and second in the East. I just see us having real issues when you have too many light guys on the court at the same time. I'm not even saying send Malik Beasley elsewhere. I'm just saying that lineups with him and Damian in it, make for slow starts for us.
Because the
I've
guards are
seen
going
But
to
I
it
get
think,
plenty
I
of
off.
think,
times.
but I think this guys, I think that's what we're working toward. I do believe that's what I think this coaching staff is going to be working toward, getting that lineup at some point. I think they want to give those guys time to grow, learn, develop, and get a
Yeah,
better feel for the game. But they still make mistakes, and they're going to make them. They're young, but they are high energy. They're the Dobermans, and
Right.
they bring so much energy to the team that we do need on the defensive end. I agree 100% on that. But I think we just give them time to develop. I mean, we're only 25 games in the season.
Mm-hmm.
I think
right.
toward the All Star break, you'd be prepared to flip those guys maybe in the starting lineup, or at least certainly AJ in the starting lineup. But I don't think quite yet. That's just me. I want him to keep learning and keep developing and getting a good feel to play with the starters because he hasn't played enough minutes with the starters. He's
No, that's
typically,
fair.
coming in off the bench, garbage time. So today he got the start because Milton set out. But the reality is he needs more minutes with the starters to build that chemistry and that flow. And I think certainly come All Star break, he'd probably be starting
Could
if
be.
we go with what
Well,
you
I
It
said.
am.
could be, and I'm always a
Well,
proponent for teams getting better with
I
the
wanted to
players.
say this, right? I wanted to say this. We've met the Pistons, the Detroit Pistons twice this season now, and that's the fact that we used our starters against them. The game where Giannis was ejected, we used our starters against them, and we saw the results. It was a very close game. It was a tight game. And we used these guys today as the starting five. Moving forward, these are the guys to use. Like the result is there to prove. There is no difference. We use the starting five of Malik Beasley, Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Damian Lillard. And it was a very close game, too close. Like we got to a point where even when they ejected Giannis, we were all praying that the Pistons don't beat us because Giannis was not in the game and he was ejected. But
There's some
today's game,
hey,
like
Chitty telling the truth
Let me
though.
say
There's some
this.
validity to that. There's validity to that. There's
today's
validity
Well,
there.
let me say this too.
today's game is
Can I
just
say something?
a breath of fresh air. Like it just shows that what we need, what we've always needed, is that fast pace to put that fire and then make other guys in the bench come in and understand that this is the tempo we set, and nobody wants to drop that tempo, and they continue with it. It's just to set the tempo. I think this starting five will be the starting five I'll be using in every other game until anything changes.
Okay, Chitty, go ahead, Mr.
We've not
Cool.
seen
Let,
them
let me say
disappoint us.
this. Let
Okay,
me
go
say
ahead, Mr.
this,
Cool.
Emma, that I firmly believe when um, Dame and Giannis believe it's time to make that switch, it's going to happen. So I think they would tell the coach, "Hey, let's switch. Let's put AJ in that lineup." I don't think it's nothing that
Mm,
would ever wait. When they're ready for that to happen, it's going to happen. Believe me, they're going to make that call. And I know AJ, and I know Adrian's going to listen to whatever they say. He's already proven that by changing defenses to please him, going back to the drop defense.
mm-hmm.
But I think it's a matter when they feel he's ready. I think they're gonna make that switch. Definitely.
Okay.
That's just me how I think.
I feel you.
I will say this as well, right? I do see, and there's definitely credence. The conversation very high IQ right now. Like
Mm.
everyone is, I think, making excellent points, right? And I do think there's a lot to what Mr. Cool is saying as far as just kind of letting it cook. Because I made a similar point. You know, sometimes you got to let the pot simmer.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, as it looks right now, I would probably still lean Ajax over Beasley. A lot of this is hinging on Beasley. If I could see him play with better energy, then I'd be swayed back into his camp, right? I was seeing it, and at the time when Beasley was making his improvements, Ajax wasn't in the lineup at all because he was dealing with the injury and whatnot. I think there's a lot uh, to that. I think Beasley at his best is that Toronto game where we played them right off the court and Giannis wasn't even playing. Right,
Right.
that was Beasley at his best. That game or the game against the Mavericks, I think where it was just like, oh, this guy's killing him, right? At his best. I think if that shot is not falling, he's not really giving us much of anything else, right?
Right.
And so
Right.
there's not defense, there's not expert passing. it's low energy. I'm seeing Damian also feeding off that low energy, and it's just. But is there something to be said in letting it cook? Absolutely, absolutely. And I hope he improves, right? As long as he's in a uniform, in a Bucks uniform, my hope is that he plays better, right? I don't
Mm-hmm.
hope for people to not play well, right? Because that makes my team suck. Like, you know what I mean? So I hope that he continues to improve. Um, there are like I said, there's a look that I would like to have from that two guard position that I see some of it with him. The shooting is better than I anticipated, so that's a hard thing to give up. Ideally, I would love someone like an Alex Caruso, but I've stopped thinking about him if the Bulls are going to stick to their guns and ask for 2 first rounders.
Yeah, that's
That is big.
crazy. That is
That is big.
crazy.
Y'all are
That is
bugging out,
crazy.
man. Come on, man. I'm not paying $400 for a pair of Nike Air Max, right? I like Nike Air Max. $400. Come on, bro. Get out of here.
Right. I'm going to
You
get
know
into
what I
this
mean?
comment section, though, y'all, before we get up out of here. We close it in on 2 hours. Always great politicking with my mans, Mr. Smith. Always a pleasure with Mr. Cool Hop in the building. And you know Chitty gonna bring that fire from that couch, yo. He gonna bring that fire. So let me get this comment section, y'all. Appreciate it, bro. And tap back in a
Salute you
minute.
guys.
Hey, it's a salute. Appreciate y'all, man.
Love the
All
conversation
right,
tonight.
salute. Hey, we did our thing tonight, though, gentlemen. Ain't it great having these conversations? I love this. Go ahead.
Hey.
All right, y'all, go. Let me get into this comment section. All right, my man, Chitty. I'll tap you in a minute, bro. Let me get in this comment section, though. We was vibing for a minute. Hey, don't y'all see these type of great conversations with Bucks Nation? Can we please get them likes up? We should be at 70 likes. Come on, y'all. Y'all don't hear these gems being dropped? Don't y'all see the gems being dropped in the comment section as well? Shout out to Brenda, Janet MOC, Cynthia, I see you, Proper G, I see you, Amtrax, Robert Brooks, Mr. 414, Gibson, Oliver Story, RJ Back. I see all of y'all in here. Tony Jackson, what's good? Conrad, I ain't seen you in a minute, Conrad. Salute. John Torres, what's good? David Jonas, what up? This is a joyous occasion. Life should be off the chain right now for what we did tonight. Hey, we put hands and feet on the team. We haven't had to say anything negative today. Just for that alone, them likes should be through the roof. We played perfect basketball today. I don't care if it gets a bottom feeder. They're a professional NBA basketball team. And they gave us all types of pain early in the season. And now we showed them who they really are. Shout out to the Bucks. And I'm really happy that we didn't have to lean on Giannis for real. That man deserved to get a break. He been carrying us for like 2 weeks. Shout out to Giannis. Amtrax, you need to tap in again too, bro. You've been playing. Shout out to Amtrax, a.k.a. Beats by the Pound. Let's get to these comments. Janet MOC said, good thing about this back-to-back is the games was like a Bucks party. Hashtag no sweat. Shout out to you, Janet. Mr. 414 said, you know Mr. Smith is going to cook when he's sitting on that lazy boy. Facts. Brenda said, what up, Bucks Nation? What up, Brenda? Good to see you in the chat. Valerie, oh, what's good? Ajax is young, athletic PJ Tucker. Yeah, that was wisdom right there. Gibson said, shout out to Mr. Smith. Absolutely. And Mr. Cool. For real. Shout out to Chitty, too. Chitty been on his game recently. For real. Shout out to Chitty. That's my man right there. He been in his bag. He be emotional during them losses, but when the Bucks win, he be dropping some gems. Shout out to my man, Chitty. Along with Mr. Smith, Mr. Cool, Daniel, Brandon. Shout out to y'all as well. Be tapping in. Daniel Orr said, facts about Dame. Match that energy with the team. I agree. Gibson said, Chitty, my guy. Absolutely. Shout out to Chitty. Is B-Shack in here? I didn't see him. Somebody, Gibson said, hey, B-Shack. I don't know if I saw him in here. Jenna MOC said at Milwaukee Black, no major move should be made after beating the bottom team of the entire NBA. I agree. Shout out to you, Milwaukee Black. If I missed you, did I miss you? Oh, hold on. Yeah. What up, Milwaukee Black? My bad, I missed your comment, bro. Chat, does this game mean Chris Middleton should be coming off the bench or possibly tradable asset? I knew that was coming. If you want my honest opinion and you want me to keep it keep it thorough, as my boy Prodigy from Mobb Deep used to say, keep it thorough, I would prefer Middleton to come off the bench. I'm gonna keep it real. I would prefer Middleton to come off the bench. That's my personal opinion. But it's hard to pay somebody 30-some million to come off the bench. That's the problem. Amtrak said Janet is a hunter. She is most of the time, actually. Shout out to Janet. Oliver Story said, I love the live chats on screen. It's educational for me. Shout out. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you right now, it's nothing but high IQ people in this chat. When I be talking crazy and y'all be like, oh, he blacking out. I'm blacking out because I believe what I'm saying, and I believe in this chat here, in this community we build. You don't see no knuckleheads in here. You don't see people just saying random stupid stuff or trolling. These are people educated in the game of basketball. That's man, that's woman. Do you not see the knowledge that people are dropping in here? And it's coming from everywhere and all over the world. RJ Back is in UK. Gibson is down there in the Bahamas. RT Vaughn is out there in Thailand. It's people. That's what I love about this chat. That I love about this podcast is the high IQ of the people that join this live. I already know if you join this live, you fairly smart individual and a logical thinker, because that's all we have in here. Our point of view is always going to be on point with each other. No, but we always going to have reasonable debates, and that's why I said this is where you need to be if you a true Bucks fan. This is where you need to comment, like, subscribe, and participate. Take all that out the way. I want y'all to be participating. Hop on the line. Y'all see that Chitty, all these cats be hopping on the line. Nick for the queens in the chat, hop on the line. Hop on the line, talk your biz. This is what it's about, man. We trying to build here. Gibson, I'm about to tap you in, and Brandon in 1 second, bro. Let me just get through some of these comments. I've been lacking a little bit. Milwaukee Black said Middleton is this time is a low energy player who can no longer move his feet. He may be better to make him a six man. Absolutely. Yo, I'm with that 100%, Milwaukee Black. And hey, like I said, if we want to keep it thorough, Bucks Nation, Middleton should be coming off the bench. No disrespect, but he should be coming off the bench. Squid was good. Squid, me and him be going back and forth all week about different topics. Shout out to Squid. It's against the Pistons, so Giannis wanted other players to have their moment. That might be that's valid. That's valid. He should be in cruise control against bottom feeders. Facts. Again, what do I talk about logical? Janet MOC. We can't play every team the same. Lineups that work for one team won't work for all. Great point. Great point. Just want to make sure I get to the newest comments here. Squid said, no, PJ Tucker is more of an actor, not basketball player. Two teams already traded PJ Tucker ever since they released him. Wigington is a great asset. I can't say that about Wigington. Wigington is I don't know what's up with Wiggins. Janet MOC said the only thing Tucker is going to be changing is his seat to the back. Hilarious. Teron, what up, bro? Said peace and blessings. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to the Bahamas with my boy. We about to tap in here briefly. My boy Gibson. My boy Brandon. Let me go ahead and tap y'all gentlemen in. Hold on. Comment section will still be live. Hold on a second, y'all. Before we get started. Come on, man. Gibson, come on, man.
Peace and love, Bucks Nation. Peace and love to Bucks Nation in the chat. Shout out to my boy Brandon in the chat. Shout out to Brandon.
Yeah,
Amber,
go
what's good?
ahead.
What's good,
Up,
Amber? What's good?
up,
What's
brother.
good, Amber? What's happening?
Hey, it was good. Hey, my man Gibson came on here in good spirits today. Shout out to my man Gibson. Hey, you was tight after a couple of them losses. People that's like, hey man, Gibson was fired up. I was like, hey, Gibson don't play that. Hey, when the Bucks start losing, Gibson is calling for everybody in. He want the coach, assistant coaches, he want everybody cleaned up. My boy Gibson.
Oh
Gibson be
man,
coming for the juggler. Go ahead, Gibson. Tell me how you felt about today, fam. Go ahead, Gibson.
man, man, I love the game. From the other day we beat the Pacers. Man, I was so happy. Giannis drove that 64 piece on their head. I was proud of that. Him and Dave making history. I was glad of that tonight. I had nothing to say. I had nothing to say. Just sit back and watch the game. I enjoyed every bit of it. Everything was on point. Let's give Griffin his flowers. He was on point. Everybody was in place. Nothing to complain about. Nothing to complain about. The game was smooth sailing. We ain't giving him a chance to come back in the
Yeah,
game.
I was never worried. I was never worried in that game. Never. That felt good not to be worried.
Right.
So, Brandon, tell me how you feel, bro. Go ahead, Brandon.
Okay. I think that's a good game because that's to take the pressure off Giannis. So Giannis don't have to get off goal
Uh,
because Giannis deserves his rest the way he scored the
Brandon,
scored last.
26 minutes. 26 minutes is all he played today. Still got over 20 points. That's beautiful for me. Him playing under 30 minutes is ideal scenario for me for our star. If they can get under 30 minutes and we win, that's beautiful to me.
I agree. And also, I agree with everyone saying Shitty Smith, uh, Mr. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think I agree with them because we talk about getting BJ Tucker back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But
Uh,
of course, BJ Tucker won the championship with us before. But I don't know if he's going to help us in the long run,
okay. Okay.
especially defense and offense.
That's valid though. I get where you coming from. That's valid. That's valid.
Because I think he don't know me. I think he can up in age. It's not like his body can
Handle it. Yeah.
use play more because I don't think BJ I don't think BJ has no I don't think BJ is not gonna come back.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I wanna keep it the same water as it is now.
Okay. So I want to debate this question here. So Mr. Hurt, I got you, Jeff. I'll switch that up later. Shout out to you. Yeah, it is 3. I forgot. You know what? I be forgetting about the Bulls. They bottom feeders, tap water team as well. But you're right. That's 3 in a row. That's regular. Yeah. Hey, shout out to you. So Mr. Hurt put this in the chat, and I actually agree with this wholeheartedly. I don't think Middleton should come off the bench. I just think he shouldn't handle the ball as much. That is part of Middleton's problem. When he's starting to dribble and trying to think he Kyrie, that's when he turned the ball over and do things like that. I think if he dribbles the ball 3 times, 4 max, he has to either pass or shoot. Anything more than that, it seems to be a turnover waiting to happen, or dribbling the ball off his foot, or just doing something reckless in general. I guess that's why more people are saying coming off the bench, because he would be with the squad where he's just thinking about scoring versus facilitating. Not that I don't mind him as a facilitator, but it's sketch with him sometimes. Respectfully to Middleton, it's sketch sometimes with his passing ability.
I
Or
agree.
you should see, or you should see he's a turnover machine. Or are you
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
see he's a
that.
turnover machine?
I'm trying to
So
be cool. I'm trying to be cool, Gibson. Yeah, I'm
I
trying.
would jump on him if he's good. I would jump on him if he's a turnover machine. Now, Amber, what you were saying, like what Brandon was saying, right? It would be better if we could get. I was looking at 2 guys what will be best suited for our team, and they more younger too. It will be Dorian Finney-Smith with the Brooklyn Nets. If we could get him, that would be excellent. Because I
Oh
was
yeah,
looking
he's
at
a
an
good wing
article.
defender. No, I'd see that. He's a good wing defender. That I can mess with you on that.
Yeah,
I
Dorian Finney-Smith, and if we could get Claxton too from Brooklyn, the
He's
VR
a
little
nice.
backup.
We got to figure out what we doing, but I think we need to. That's why I was saying we need to wait to the buyout market, Gibson, because I think that's what
Right.
we'll get our real backup big man. So
And
I think that's where we got to be patient and see what becomes available when teams start to clear out their rosters and for the push for the playoffs and whatnot, or just to save cap space. So I think at this point we got the team that we have. I don't think we'll make any viable. I don't think we'll make any trades. I think whatever we do will be addition from the buyout. I really
I
think at this point, I think it's going to be addition from the buyout, and we're looking better recently. So I think it should maybe not mess around too much, and maybe just add some a couple new ingredients to make sure that the food tastes extra good in the crock pot. You feel what I'm saying? I think that's kind of where we at right now. But we hitting on about 2 hours here, y'all. I'm about to get up out of here in a minute. I came straight from where I was at to get on live with the Bucks Nation. Chop it up after this win. I've been cheesing since the first quarter. Like, damn, that's how they look when they play for real. I know it's Detroit, but still, that energy will be effective against any team if we come with that type of energy. So I want to say that I'm proud of the Bucks as a team in their totality. I'm proud that we didn't have to burn Giannis up for 40 minutes and 60 points to win a game, that this was an actual team effort, and to see Bobby get out of that funk that he was in
oh
and really
yeah,
start showing us why Bobby is a viable candidate for sixth man in the year and why he should probably not be traded from the Bucks. These are the games, and what he's been doing these last few games lets you know Bobby's bag is deep. Bobby can do it all offensively. If he can get his defense better, he would be amazing. But I guess you gotta get what you can take. But Bobby, when he's on, it
I love
uh,
Bobby because
the
I love the energy he bring out for this team because the way he stand up for Giannis, we can't trade Bobby.
he's
He's the
our
heart and
only
soul
he's
of this.
our only person like that he got that real dog in him. And that's
Yeah.
why it would be hard to trade Bobby. But I think that's why people want PJ Tucker back, because he got that dog in him and it's gonna bring a different mentality and energy. That's why people are saying for the PJ Tucker thing. But I'm about to get up out of here in the middle, gentlemen. Appreciate y'all tapping in. My band Brandon and Gibson. But before we depart, Gibson.
Oh,
Go
one
ahead,
more
bro.
thing before I go.
Yeah, go ahead,
Uh,
fam.
it will be very very good too if Mr. John Horst really looking to bring in Nate McMillan over on this team. It will be a very good pleasure.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that as a head lead assistant. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, that
agree.
would be good too.
I
Yeah,
agree.
no. Hey, man.
That would be good.
Everybody in this chat just be dropping knowledge.
That would be good too.
Right. Hey, if you didn't know basketball, you come in here. This is basketball on a master's doctorate level that we talking here, y'all. This is master's doctorate level IQ basketball that we are talking here about your future NBA champion Milwaukee Bucks. We have no clue what we're doing, and we've only lost 7 games. We are going to get this ship together, and we are going to stop dominating.
We're second
Oh
in
yeah.
the
Second in the East, and we don't have any clue what we're doing. We don't have any firm rotations, nothing. And we're cooking.
We running through tapes. We be running through tapes. We running through them like water.
All we need, and I'm not trying to pile on Dame, if Dame comes out with energy, man, listen. Hold on, I got a super chat, y'all. Hold on 1 second. What up, Nick? Hey, Nick, you gotta start tapping into live again. You ain't tapped in like 2-3 episodes. Shout out to Nick. We always appreciate you when you tap in and give your point of view. Nick said Pacers took our game ball, which helped build trust with the team. Today's game was so humbling. Shout out to hold on 1 second. Shout out to Gibson, peace and love. Man, absolutely. Yeah. 100. Yeah.
That peace and love don't play. That peace and love don't
Right,
play.
right, right, right.
That's the team of the chat, man. That's the team of the chat. That's the
Right,
team
that's
of the
it. Hey,
chat.
that's the battle cry. That's the battle cry right there. You hear that piece of love? That's the battle cry. That lets you know we charged up.
Peace
It's
and
about to go down. Hey, Gibson hop on here
peace
with
and
that. Hey,
love.
it's about to go down. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Peace and love to both nations. Peace and love to all. Brandon, take care. Amber,
All
peace
right.
out.
Yeah,
Let's ride
absolutely.
out.
Absolutely. Shout out to my guys, man. All right, y'all. Let me get back in here and get up out of here. Let me get these last comments. Appreciate that super chat. Let me get the last comments off of here. Jeff Wright said from a 2-point win to a 30 plus win against the Pistons. Hopefully this is a turning point for the defense. I'll give Nathaniel Hackett Griffin his flowers for the back-to-back great defensive games. Shout out to you, Jeff. Absolutely, absolutely. Shout out to Bucks Nation. We 2 hours on the chat here. If we could get close to 80 likes, that would be dope. If you can hit the like now, that would be much appreciated. This is outstanding content you're getting, multiple point of views you're getting, and all educational from everyone's point of view. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. Please comment. Please like, share, subscribe. You will be heard in this chat. I try to get through everyone's comment and show everyone love because I respect everyone in this Bucks Nation and in this community. That's why I always say friends and family, because that's what this is here. When we chopping it up here, this is friends and family in the chat. Real talk. Shout out to y'all. Hey, David Jonas said, LMAO, peace and love, battle cry, don't play at all, fam. Karan said to the Bahamas, absolutely, shout out to the Bahamas, my man. Hey, Gibson, yes, sir, peace and love, Bucks Nation, good night, peace out, bro. Shout out. I'm Amber, this is amaraslogic, Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news live edition, where we just got done talking about the Milwaukee Bucks dominating the Detroit Pistons, 146-114 at Fiserv Forum in front of friends and family. And we'll be right back at it tomorrow, y'all. We'll be going live after the game tomorrow. Just give me a minute to get home from the game, and we'll get right back at it after another Bucks win against the Houston Rockets and Ime Udoka. Comment, like, subscribe, share the electrifying content with the people. I said, yo, gone. Man, we beat the hell out of these boys today. That's what I'm talking about, actually. That's how you whoop on somebody like we was just whooping on them. I don't care if they is a G League team. That's how you treat them so they know they place. Shout out to the chat. I'm charged. This was beautiful. Love this chat, man. Best community on all of YouTube. No trolls, just gems being dropped. That's why you join this. That's why you participate, ladies and gentlemen. Gone.